Hello, this is Brian Rezny, President of Rezny Wealth Management, bringing you an important update about the economy and the investment markets. We're firmly into the fourth quarter of 2019. Corporate earnings are coming out and they look quite good. That tells me that we, generally speaking, should see a very good last quarter, potentially for the equity-based market. Interest rates have come up just a little bit. That means long-term bonds have come down in value. I've talked about this repeatedly. Avoid long-term bonds and intermediate-term bonds, which we have. We're starting to make some allocation changes. We're actually trimming a little bit of our exposure on some overweighted positions that have outperformed this year. And we're going to be adding a little bit more to healthcare, trimming a little bit of exposure on the technology side, and adding a little bit more to the small cap marketplace. We feel that the end of the year for the economy should be good. We hope that translates into potentially higher returns for our clients. As we start to exit 2019 and we're looking at 2020, we are trying to get positioned now ahead of what we feel could be potentially a pretty decent year for the economy. There's a lot of talks about China. China's economy has slowed substantially, and the talks that we're hearing from China now, they are really getting serious about getting a trade deal done with the U.S. because their economy is getting hurt. So the tariffs and what our President Trump has done is actually working against China, which again is a huge rip-off artist of the world, not only in trade, but intellectual property and businesses. So this president is the only one for 30 years that is actually doing something about it. So whether you like him or you don't, his policies are working, and I firmly believe that we'll get a trade deal done with China, and it's going to be beneficial to the U.S. economy in 2020. Again, we're making a few adjustments, gearing up for 2020. As we look at situations like ISIS, of course, you probably heard the big news. The person that created ISIS, started ISIS, the number one leader, was killed by our armed services. Great for all those people that contributed. What's interesting, though, you don't really hear about the quality job this president's doing from most of the media, which is very sad. He really never gets a break. So whether you like him or not, the policies that he is implementing for the U.S. are actually working, not only for the economy, but for all the consumers in the U.S., growing businesses in the U.S., and of course our military helping them out and making us safe. I want to talk a little bit about energy independence. We are energy independent, oil and gas. We're the biggest producers really in the world at this point. We do need a couple more gas refineries in the U.S. to help on the gas scenario, which hopefully will get filtered out shortly by this administration. But generally speaking, we're a contained island in the U.S. or North America. We've got good partners on either side, allies, which is great. We're immune from a lot of the problems that occur in the rest of the world. But ultimately, this economy will continue to grow if you keep sound policies in place. We're not seeing any signs of recession. We've seen a little bit of a slowdown in the growth of the GDP, mainly because of the tariffs and China, but again, not a recession. So as always, my staff and I are doing a lot of research on the economy. If we do see signs of some of the cracks in the foundation, we're going to make adjustments accordingly. If you're a client of our firm and you have any questions, please give us a call. And remember, we always appreciate your business and we always appreciate your trust and your referrals. So if you have a family member, friend, or business associate who is looking for real advice and real money management, we always appreciate those referrals. Make sure you have yourself a safe and profitable day.